Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again for another Game Found critique, where I take a look at a different Kickstarter project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and get my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out Divide et Impera, which was bold and brave enough to actually showcase their components, whereas everything else in Game Found is just focused on their putting on their main image. And I'm going to continue to pound this drum. I don't understand why Game Found uses square images. It just really restricts the amount of things you could typically put on a main image. And so you look at these main images and it's just nothing but logos for the most part. Whereas this one, they showcase the minis, and so I'm glad to see them succeeding because those are intriguing and unique looking minis right there. They look pretty solid. I'm excited to check it out. I would love to know more info, but on Game Found, they make you make the extra click right here. So let's see. D.E.I, Divide et Impera is a competitive game based on the conquest of resources set in a world devastated by a new ice age. Wow! Mechanisms, please. Mechanisms would be great here, but I do see it's a 75-minute game. Okay, so it's got some meat here. So since this is an expansion and reprint, hopefully you're going to pound the drum on how amazing the first game was and how I had to have it. And wow, that's a really cool printed mini. All right, we got lots of boxes. Oh my gosh, so many boxes. Here, there's a video. Let's go. As always, when you go in the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? 3 days left. I don't typically do ones that late. I'm excited. Let's go.
Good morning, scrappers. This is Tommy, and you're listening to Radio Old London. Today we open our broadcast with our column, Survival After the White Death Day. Choose your side carefully. Each faction has its own leader and special abilities.
I feel like there was a major tonal shift there with the music. It went from like, oh my gosh, everyone's dead, the big snow day, to and maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're going for that Bioshock, the Fallout, the kind of tongue-in-cheek vibe. I don't know.
This new scrappers to help your faction complete the missions the purebred handout. Our buildings are buried deep in the snow, but the roofs are exposed and contain the most precious areas in the city. Climb to the tops, thanks to your companion skills, to conquer those useful outposts. There is strength in numbers. Never forget to be in the majority against your opponents. With this, you can succeed.
This music is so disjointing to me, but I'm intrigued at what I see here. I really like how they're showcasing how the gameplay is working along with the theme. I think this is really well done.
The resources you collect are priceless to the greedy purebreds. But also know, they will increase your faction's effectiveness, and without them, you can't hope to survive. Don't worry, markets are found in hidden corners throughout the city, offering everything you'll need.
Oh, okay,
Make the most
cool.
of the drones provided by the purebreds, and don't miss a chance to use their superior tech. Be assured, at the end of the day, you'll return to your refuge cold and exhausted, but you'll be
I like that player
satisfied
board.
with your results. Your faction depends on you.
Wow! That last little bit there, and you might not even think about it, that was a really nice shot right there, because for the majority of that video, for the first minute 30, we'd been focused on like a little tiny grid, and then it was like, oh, it's not like, and so I kind of understood what was going on in that little tiny grid, and they're like, oh yeah, but now you can do it in this whole huge, what's that, 4x4 tile thing with conceivably a whole bunch of different locations to explore and unique stuff, and that gets, I like a lot of what this video is doing.
Be careful. Don't become a creature of habit. That road leads to failure.
Okay. Every time's going to be different.
Area of the city.
Yeah. Rather have a double-sided, personally. I mean,
and our most important advice, join the legions of followers we've gathered here on Kickstarter. Together, we shall prevail.
oops. I do it all the time, too. Okay. Once again, quality video. It was a really well-made video. And that music, though, a little disjointing. But still, do I want the game? Yes. Do I want it? Yes. I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I want to hear about the track record of this game that's somehow slipped underneath my radar, which happens a lot because there's 1,000 games released every year. And no, that's not hyperbole. That's kind of weird to think about. 49 euros. Wow, that's a great place. Oh, that's the expansion, right? Okay, so the featured pledge level is aimed at returning backers. Okay. That's an interesting one to me, because in theory, your most popular pledge level, the one that you should be trying to move the most units of, would be the new people coming in. Because presumably the old people are going to come in no matter what. Like, it's like they love the first game, they're here. But anyway, Ludus Magnus Studio. Now, have they done other things? This is where it gets... Yeah, I was checking out Jing and Max. Of course I was checking out Jing and Max. Who cares? Why is it a big deal? What? Leave me alone. Divide et Impera. So at least in 2022. So the reprint is the next year. All right. 3,581. That overall means that more people enjoyed this game than didn't. Like, by a pretty good margin. That's typically, I would say, where people would rank things about great. Like, I bet if we go look in there, you'll see a couple be like, oh, yeah, I really like that game. And I always like to do this. I love seeing where things are ranked next to everything else. Sharpshooters, Monty Python, Flux, Red Dragon Inn, Newdom Dawn. Okay. Blockbuster, that's 8. That's a great for me. Rocky Road, a la mode, 8.3. So you see what I'm saying here? 8.1, 7.2 Exploding Kittens. That one's a little bit of a different one, because that's a lot of people's gateway games, and so that's why Munchkin, for instance, is so highly rated. But still, so building off of a great game, presumably. Have they done other stuff? That's what I was trying to figure out here. Ludus Magnus Studio. Black Rose Wars. Yeah, that's supposed to be like one of the best games of all time. Okay. So they have done Kickstarter stuff. So we need to go check out the Kickstarter stuff. Black Rose Wars Kickstarter. Because that's really what I want to see here, is make sure people got their stuff. Make sure they're not running from the past by going to GameFound. I'm not insinuating they are, but, you know, some companies do. So 12 projects. Is this the... we're on French Kickstarter. Woo-wee. That's cool. Okay, so do people get their stuff? Runar, The Breach, Black Rose War, Rebirth, Novice, Renaissance. All right. I'm not going to be able to read these. Oh, wait, yeah. It's weird that we're on the French Kickstarter. Any update on when you're going to open the pledge banner? So this was 6 years ago? This is not good TV. All right, we're gonna find the real Black Rose Wars. Let me rephrase that. The United States Kickstarter of it. Kickstarter, Black Rose Wars, Riverside, California. Boom. Why would I want it? Yeah. What? Why am I on the translate page from French? Sure. Are we? I don't know what's going on here. Did people get their stuff? That's all I'm trying to figure out here. Let's go to the last 3. Runar, You Are Breach, and the Black Rose War Rebirth, which I remember was massively popular. So, there we go. So, Runar, I don't think this one's out yet. This is so annoying. How did I do this? How did I switch it to French? Like, everything else looks like it's in English. Hero Spot, Cartlight, Playmatch for the Gods, Let's Toast the New Year. I don't think this one is out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's not out. They call it reviews instead of comments. Interesting. When you're going to open the project. So this one is not out. So that is one not out. The Breach. These are big boxes. A Titan in the Database, From Japan with Love, Holidays in the Database. These aren't very helpful titles. Any update? What's the estimation for the closing of the Pledge Manager? So this one's not out as well. Black Rose War Rebirth. Is this one out? The Road to the East. Gee, many Christmas. These are 30,000 comments. 39,000 comments. That's scary. That's a very high number. That's funny. After 19 minutes, we have to finish our order. During campaign, the plan was to deliver everybody after 12 months. If anybody really believed that LMS would deliver anything in that time frame, if they delivered at the end of summer, they won't. Oh, where are you? Where are you? 6 yours? Damn it! I don't know what yours are. I want to know. I want to be a part of this. Translate. What's a your? 6 days. Okay, that's not so bad. Anywho, though, that is a week of not responding. So that's 1, 2, 3. It is not just 3 projects out. It's 3 big boxes out. Look at the size of this box. Look at the size of this box. Look at the size of this box. Is this one at least out? Like these, Black Rose definitely ship. Okay. Well, no, the Rebirth one, though. Because that one, any updates? By the end of the month, the March will arrive. The March update. What's the latest on shipping? Hey, work is pretty much done and largely closed. Translations are progress. Yes, this one's not out as well. Nova Artist. So is this a 4th big box that they don't have out? No way, Jose. Let the Renaissance burn. Jiminy Christmas. Production update. I guess they do lead with that though, so I can't knock that. At least they're not beating around the bush. They're letting me know what's going on in there. Hey, how about showing us some pictures of the progress of the game's miniatures? Oh my gosh, this is 4 massive boxes not shipped out. Do we hear 5? Okay, so presumably the game that you're reprinting at a bare minimum must be out. And so, as I was saying, I hope it's not one of those things where they're running away from Kickstarter because Kickstarter's like, you can't launch a project because you got 4 massive boxes worth over millions of dollars that you haven't shipped out. But that seems to be the case with Ludus Magnus Studio. And they're like, nah, we're just going to keep pumping stuff out. Yeah, homie. Damn, that is scary. Sean hit it on the head with a nose. Flip those. Nova Atlas. So what was the next one? This one has to be out, right? There's no chance this one's not out. No chance at all. On update pack and Meeple version. Any chance for an update pack with the new rule booklets in the new campaign? Not received my pledge. Have all the U's been shipped? Just my game. Received my game in Argentina. It appears fulfillment missed my order. Any help would be grateful. So when's the last time they responded on this? Oh man, I'm pretty sure Moise is months. I believe Moise is months. As for French, I don't use VPN. I don't know what's going on. I think I just accidentally clicked somewhere. Yeah, so they're nowhere to be seen here 6 mois ago, which pretty sure that's months. That's pretty bad. So we have 4 big boxes not out yet, and what looks like some pretty rough customer service if you're trying to reach them. You're gonna have to send an email. It looks like. Because working on, yeah, it must. I probably just clicked on something incorrect. All right, so, and this is what I love about doing the Kickstarter critique. We now have to just try and scrub that from my memory and just go back into the page and be like, da 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 da, everything's fine. When in actuality, there are millions of dollars that have not been shipped out from this company on 4 massive games. And they're just like, we're gonna push out another one, whatever. With the White Death, the Time Lord will return from the future to judge us. Cool theme. Faith and Anarchy. Here's the new expansion. 49 euros. Okay. Love to convert the currency there. Divide at Impera. I must be on something here. London. Because I think GameFound automatically does. We got theme stuff. 7.8 on Board Game Geek. Author of Barrage. What is Barrage? Is that a good game? Is that a game I should know about? Oh my gosh, a top 100. So yeah, you say Barrage, the number 34 game of all time. Wow, okay. I love the game. For me, at the moment is currently the game of the year. Wow, every play only further solidifies how I feel. That's a good sign. So I just typically don't like superfluous quotes, but saying it's the game of the year from Alex from Board Game Co., that's a huge one. Granted, Alex works for GameFound, which that makes it such a weird, gray area, and I personally don't care. More power to Alex. I do the same damn thing. I put a quote on and be like, no, that's how I feel. I don't give a damn if I work for the company. But there's definitely going to be people that are like, that's a little weird. So good for Alex. Good for Alex. What keeps bringing me back to D.E.I. is how much interest in each faction is. They play so differently from their own challenges. That's cool. That's what I want to know. Highly asymmetrical. D.E.I. is very tense and has a high replay value due to its multiple ways to win in limited actions. Core box. You get 68 minis. A huge box of minis. Got it. 16 3D district boards, 4 player boards, 200 plus tokens, 92 cards. I do like the layout of exactly what's in the box. That is very clean and clear. I wish you just hit me with the price on this core box right here when you're trying to sell it to me, but hey, why not make me wait? That's what I love. I love when I say, hey, can I have this? You can have the price in a little bit. Eurogame, here's the expansion. Cool. Once again, love to know the price of the expansion. Ooh. What? That's so cool. I want that. Why wasn't this on the video? This should have been on the video. That's really cool. Hey, I'm probably going to slow down because of Steam. Let's get out of here, Steam. All right. Why back now? Candy Boost Pack for free. Cool. Wow. That looks fantastic. I want that. That's a lot of stuff there. 12 leader rings. Great. 12 market cards. This is fantastic for free. I want this. So immediately, I now can understand why I need to get this here and not at retail. Even though I'm not necessarily worried about this coming to retail, because you can't get the games out just regularly, apparently. So why would I be worried about it being in retail? Yeah, that was a cheap shot. But when you got 4 massive boxes that you haven't sent out and you have to switch over to GameFound, or maybe you just want to switch over to GameFound. Maybe you didn't want to have to deal with all the heat that was inevitably going to come in the comment section on Kickstarter when thousands upon thousands of people heard, hey, we're launching another big box game. Hi, guys. Howdy, Huckleberry. A simple but deep game experience with outstanding graphics, faith, and anarchy reward. So $49. Yeah, I got that. You've mentioned that. That was your featured pledge level. Get to the actual pledge level that you're probably hoping to sell the most of, which is reprinting the game. This is so unusual to me. Their heavy focus on just that. Here we go. $139. This is presumably the pledge level that most people are going to know. It's a weird thing. The White Death. So this is the first time you've mentioned me about the White Death. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I should be excited about this. Is this a faction? Does this add a player to it? What? Okay, cool. Just spring it on me. And then the candy boost. Then the all-in reward. So this is the core box and the White Death and the candy boost, but not the expansion, which is the actual thing you're quote-unquote reprinting here. The reason why we're all gathered here today is this expansion. The second edition is just a nice little thing. They have outstanding deliveries. 4 large box outstanding deliveries. And that's 4 when I stopped counting. I'm just assuming that things past that are not. But I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know. That they have thousands and thousands of people who are probably mildly annoyed. So this is the big one. So $279. Wow, I feel like I'm saving 138 euros. Wish you could convert the currencies for me too. That'd be nice. So I get the game, I get this expansion, which has stuff. You don't even know what the stuff is. You know you want the stuff. Old-blooded, that's the thing. That was the thing from up high. I like that. That was the cool thing. Great. I want the cash and rad. See, because honestly, when I feel like they did such a great job of that video. Like, hey, here's how the game plays, and they showed you in that tiny chunk, and they expanded it and say, oh, you're gonna get to explode this huge chunk. And like, this is what I want to see. I want an old London section of town. I want this section of town and that section of town. And this is exactly what I want. This is great. Free. Really, these are free. What? Are we just making things up now? Is this what? It feels like, what's that TV show? Where the points are made up and we don't even keep score or whatever the hell it is. Faith, great show. Faith and Anarchy. I'm drawing a blank. Whose line is it anyway? So 40, 50, so what's the United States dollar reduce? Golly. 49 euros to dollars. Let's go. So I'm looking at 53. So it's not a huge difference. So we should be able to mostly guesstimate it without being too far off. All right. So $53 for the expansion. We don't know about the shipping yet. But once again, I can't knock that because we could easily just go down to shipping here. And they have an emoji on shipping. I like the emojencies. I really will say I do appreciate the emojis there. Whose line is it anyways? Yes. Love that show. I used to watch the style of that show when I was a kid. So we have the leader pack, which is kind of what you would expect to be the most popular pledge level, except instead of offering you the core game and the expansion, which you would assume is what they would do, they just said, hey, here's the core game and some other expansion, which once again, we haven't really pitched to you or anything. You might not even know what it is until you click on this. White Depth. Some more factions. Cool. That's what I want. It's great. Maybe let me know that earlier. And once again, 90 times as opposed to 635 times. Because it's always very telling when you look at what the most popular pledge levels are. All in. So 370. So get everything. It's only $279 for like $300. I don't feel like you've spotlighted your pedigree enough to slide $300 out of my wallet. And the bottom line is only 378 people agreed. So if you really look at this, the second edition of their game has a total print run, at least that we can see, of 466. Less than a 500 print run, which for most people would say you'd need like a bare minimum. Like if you were going to go to Ad Magic and print a card game, you would, now granted tuck boxes are different, but like a Cards Against Humanity size thing, you'd most likely need at least a print run of 500. Now that might have changed in the last few years, but that's not much. There's only 3 days left on this, which means I feel like they completely crapped the bed on selling D.E.I, the actual game itself. The expansion? Yeah, 635 people. They know how great this game is. But this one breaks Bauer's Law. And Bauer's Law is that the most popular pledge level, 9 times out of 10, is going to be that pledge level where you have all the fancy bells and whistles where everybody wants to back it. The gameplay all in. Now, this one's a huge gameplay all in at $378, but don't tell me that if there was just a D.E.I. and this new expansion, in theory, that should be higher than this one, and it's not. I'm more worried about they're using this pledge to help out Nova Eta since it's been pending for a while now. Yep, Paul B. nails it, because that's... Go look at 5th Street Games. They were a company that had this issue way back in Kickstarter times, where pretty much one Kickstarter was the money from that was being used to push out the next Kickstarter. And their hope was that we're gonna have that hit that'll come along, and then it's gonna sell enough after the fact that we'll finally be able to break the cycle. And they never break the cycle because what happens is one tiny thing can ruin everything. One shipping mistake, one printing mistake, one anything can just completely ruin the pudding. Now, I'm not insinuating that's what they're doing, but, I mean, you gotta think that's probably what they're doing. I hope that's wrong. I super hope that's wrong. And maybe it's not because they made so much money in Kickstarter, but I don't know. It's scary. It's scary stuff. It's scary business when your $300 is sitting on the line there. And you now, because here's the thing, not only is your $300 sitting on the line, you don't, essentially now you just pull the ticket that said, oh, I'm game, what's this, 5? Oh, we're game number 5. Oh, so we're 5th on the priority list because there's still 4 other games that you're trying to make sure that they don't light the Kickstarter's comment section on fire. Oh, and that's, and here's the other thing. This is not a small Kickstarter. Like, I want you to really look at all the things that we're making here. Now, maybe they're just clearing out their back inventory, but the bottom line is they don't have any limits to the number of pledges on the all-in. Like, that's what concerns me. What do I mean by this? I mean that if they only had, say, 300 copies of this expansion right here, then on the all-in pledge, they would limit it to 300. Being a responsible company, they would say, oh, we only have 300 copies of this, so we're going to limit this particular pledge level to $300, and we're not going to allow add-ons, so everyone will be able to get their stuff. If they're just, in fact, moving their back inventory, which many companies do. You know, it's a Kickstarter practice you'll see from time to time. But by the fact that they don't have a limit on this tells me that they're at least going to be reprinting most of these, all of these. I don't know. So we're talking about printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes, worst case scenario. And then when you look at it from that perspective, you're like, that 163,000 euros, that doesn't look as big anymore when we're doing that many print runs potentially. And from a company, and here's the other thing, when you factor in their Kickstarters, how many of their other Kickstarters are ran the exact same way, where it's not just one thing, it's this box and that box and the other box and the other thing, and like, it's scary. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is one of the biggest red flags that I have seen on this segment in a while from a company that wasn't just like an all-out scam, because sometimes you'll just see scams, but like, oh, it's clearly a scam. This one, it's just, they just decided to wave the biggest red flag of just like, I'm a slight bit concerned. Ooh, but that does look cool. I want to play that game, though. So we got the rule booklets here. Cool. We are happy to announce that our friends Shaza Games decided to run a campaign for the exclusive miniatures versions of this in Poland. Okay. This is just a review of the game. Awesome. King of Average had a few videos of other campaigns doing this. Oh, it's everywhere. Like, I see, like, I cover Kickstarters every single day. I see all the dirty laundry. And the thing is, it's you start to recognize it. So what are the videos? Is this a gameplay? Is this a how to play? Is this a preview? I'd like a little bit more information on what this is, but the bottom line is there's a whole bunch of videos if you want to sift through their video dump. Cool looking painted minis. They look great. The author, people, stuff. Shipping. Here we go. So they do have 3 pledge levels and they have 3 shipping levels. I really appreciate that. Once again, I wish they would have converted the currency here. That would have been nice. So I am looking at $330, $35, $40 roughly for the all-in. Did I feel like I was convinced by that? No. Not in any way, shape, or form. Like, I just don't. like when we finally got to the point where I was ready to open up my wallet, because I was like, okay, I know this is an expansion, and then I'm going to get the base game of the expansion. You said, no, you're not getting the base game of the expansion. You're either going to get the base game and then this other expansion which we really didn't talk about, but you can do a little bit of research on, or you can spend $330 and you can get everything. Oh, everything? Did you show me everything? No, we didn't show you everything. You can sift through all that stuff and see if you want it. Ha! Ooh. Like, it's just, oof. I don't like it. I don't like it. A lot of people here. That makes me feel better. Because that means, actually, it's more mouths to feed. I mean, man. Yeah, I got burned by Blacklist, Mythic, and Ludus Magnus Studio. If I end up getting one of the three, I'll count that as a win. LOL. And that's so sad. Like, that's so sad because that's not special. That is so normalized that we're LOLing about it. We're joking about it. This should not be a roulette wheel. You know, if you spend $200 on Kickstarter, it shouldn't be like scratching off damn lottery tickets and just hoping stuff shows up. But it is. And it is because we let companies do it. They have 163,000 euros for this. We just let them, like, it's... Whew. And more power to them. They got the money. Let's go check out the comments, see if they can give this one a grade. All right, comments. Hello, I understand that this Begs box is awaiting a future survey, so this question relates to current offering. If I were able to get an all-in, would all the content fit in the black box, or perhaps one more box? It's a good question. I have all 4 standard familiar stuff, including all factions, core box. Cool. See what the most popular one is. I want to quote a fellow backer. I see his opinions. Unfortunately, LMS seems to have no interest in fixing quality issues, especially regarding the double-layered player boards. Yet, which I find frustrating. I hope this may change if enough backers voice their demands for quality components. AKA the thing that Ludus Magnus does not want us talking about. So let's talk about it. I will drop my pledge if you guys keep on not addressing the player board issues. They're all warped, and because of the fact you guys cheaped out and used thick paper on the back of the double-layered boards instead of thick cardboard, like all the other double-layered boards of the industry, yeah, it's pretty standard fare. The feet tiles and character tiles fit all squint and wobbly. Love that expression. Not to mention the thinness of the game boxes and the paper dividers that got all bent out of shape during transport. Us first backers didn't even get the right to a cheap plastic insert. Shaking my head. Definitely had me second thinking all-in pledge of $300. I shouldn't be second guessing the quality of the components. No. No. You should be second guessing the track record of the company. You know, that's what we should be trying. And then it turns out, oh, the components, they're not great. Not great comments. No, they're not great. But I love GameFound. So once again, I have a love-hate relationship with GameFound. I think they do some absolutely stupid stuff. And they actually messaged me. I sent like this tweet out where I was like, kind of like I feel like you're doing something stupid to customers by making this by getting rid of the description. And then they said it was a UX thing. And I don't even know what UX is. And I was like, UX question mark. They didn't respond to it. But they do some stuff great. And for instance, being able to sort by the most popular, I think, is a great thing. Did they respond to this, by the way? This is Backer187, the creator. Ciao, we are aware that the wrap player board's issue, but I can assure you that the problem is much rarer than it seems. In any case, we have already spoken to the factory about these problems to prevent it from happening again in future reprints. My fault, I probably expressed myself badly. The problem of the bet player board was reported to us after we delivered the game. So at least they're in here doing the customer service. They're not just ignoring it, which is good. Also, Luke, if I receive pre-production player boards like this from the factory, I would change factory, but the big liar incompetence... Ooh, okay. All right, I need a drink real quick, because somebody just threw out the lie word. This is a straight-up lie. Every player board I've seen on videos and reviews is warped because of you guys only went halfway with the dual-layer boards. I have never seen or gotten a game with your cheap solution. Even Praga Kaput Regni, which is a normal retail game for €45, managed to find a cheaper version of dual-layer boards that is better than the crap you guys gave us on D.E.I's first Kickstarter. It seems you guys don't want us to be proud of your games. It's a very good game, but you decided that it also should feel and look cheap. Also, Luca, if I received pre-production player copies like this from the factory, I would change factory, but the big lie or incompetence here is the fact that the factory only produces what you tell them to produce. You clearly wanted to do cut costs and asked the factory for the cheap dual-layer solution, with this case was the thick cardboard on top and thick paper on the bottom. Anyone that owns games knows that even normal, properly done dual-layer boards can warp a little. You as a game company should know better than us gamers that if 2 thick pieces of cardboard would eventually warp a little, your paper solutions would for sure warp a lot. It's simple logic, not rocket science, but if this was just one thing, one could see it as something that was overlooked. But together with the cheap, flimsy, and pointless paper dividers, the cheap cheap, thin game boxes, lack of box insert. Even retail games have these. It was clear to me that you guys agreed, one, these decisions to cut costs. The production quality of D.E.I is not on par with GameFound Kickstarter campaigns today, or even with the first Kickstarter. And you guys didn't address this in any update on the recent campaign. I just hope new backers understand what they're paying for and not to think they're going to get top quality. P.S. Almost forgot about the massive misprint on the old London box. Title misprint is incompetence at another level. Oh, UX is user experience. Well, now I want to go respond to that tweet. Like, we're constantly tinkering with user experience. Yeah, let's get rid of the description of what the things are about. That'll make a great for user experience. Make them click on things to figure it out. Well, also, okay. I demand a printed rule booklet with the rated rules as part of the campaign for returning backers. I paid a lot of money to you already, and I think it's not too much to ask for that as a loyal fan of the game. Yeah, I agree with that. Welcome back, Toby, and thank you for support. At the moment, we cannot take this way, but let's see how the campaign will see and enjoy it. What? Oh, okay. I thought they weren't posting it. Yeah, that's just crappy customer service. Like, if you've updated your rule booklets, yeah, that kind of sucks. In addition, yeah, okay. Check out the FAQ. Get out of here. Get this great. Pledge manager will be the pledge. I do like how this is. This is nice. All right. Final grade for D.E.I. Do I want it? Yeah, I did. Felt like the video did a cool job, like kind of getting me excited. Like, oh, cool, you're exploring this little area, and then boom, it pops out. You got the whole big thing, and there's tons of different places to explore, and you'll find different this and different that and different the other thing, and I want to play. Looks fun. The gameplay is not in question here. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? No, I don't feel comfortable with it. I just don't, especially not at the pledge level. That, like, you first and foremost, you don't give me the pledge level I want. I want the base game with this new expansion that's amazing and blah blah blah. That's not an option. I have to get the base game and some other expansion, which you didn't really tell me about, or I need to spend $330 to get absolutely everything, and you didn't convince me on that in any way, shape, or form. So, how much is it? Let's just look at the expansion price real quick. So 49. So it's 62 euros. That's reasonable. That's reasonable for what I'm assuming is a big box expansion. The other one, it's like 120. Okay, so the price is not really the thing until you get to the all-in, where I'm just like, I don't feel like you convinced me on it much. But it's just how much the can you do it, I guess, is really the thing that sinks it. When you go back to when I made the joke, and once again, I want to talk about what we talked about when who was it? It was Paul mentioning how he got burned by other companies, and we're just joking about it because it's so normalized on Kickstarter and GameFound. And then I joked at the very beginning of this video, if you weren't here, that, I hope it's not one of those cases where they're just trying to run from their past and they actually have a checkered Kickstarter past. And then we go to their Kickstarter and there's not one, not two, not three, but 4 big boxes where they made hundreds of thousands of dollars that have not shipped out yet. And yet with this project, they once again are not trying to make 1 box or 2 box or 3 box or 4 box, conceivably 9 boxes. But the bottom line is, there's not even a 500 print run of people buying the reprint of the game. Which makes me say, unless you're just shipping out your back inventory, how are you going to do this? But then that lends the question of how large is your back inventory? Because what if you only have 300 of this and you have 368? You can't just do a 68 print run of a game. And it just leads to all these questions that you might not think about because I made one game in my past. I've done the manufacturing, I've gone through the whole song, dance, the shipping, and everything. So I know a little bit about that. I've talked to a lot of people about it. It is so concerning to me. Like, can you do it to me? This is a glaring red flag where if a year and a half from now you say, oh yeah, they went bankrupt, like they're done. And I'd be like, yeah, that checks. That checks. And I hope that's not the case. I want everybody to succeed in this hobby, because if everybody succeeds and the hobby gets bigger, then I get bigger. It's just how it works. And I just want great games, but man, can you do it completely sinks this. Because do I want it? Yeah, I do. How much is it? It's not terrible, but dang. Final grade. Let's go. This is one of those hard ones because I have to put aside. I like their main image. I think their main image is the best main image on GameFound. Not that that's saying anything because GameFound chose to do these stupid squares. Okay? But they showcase their minis. They showcase the fact we got these cool minis. They have a video, 2 minutes. It's in, it's out. It showcases a little bit of what you're going to be doing, and it wets my whistle for the gameplay. And then you unveil to me a bunch of really cool stuff that I would like. Well, at least that's what you normally would do, except you guys didn't do that. Because we focus on... Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a D. I just gotta go with a D on principle on this one. Like, it's just so concerning to me. But that being said, I don't feel like this add-on section. No, this isn't. This is the all-in reward. Yeah, because then you're like, yeah, this one's free and this one's free and this one's free, and you're like, what? So this one's like that doesn't even make sense. Like, how does this work? Like, this one, it's $3 off, and this one's $2 off, and this one's $2 off. How much is this one off, sir? It's 59 euros off. I'm being extremely generous. Sean is my moral compass. That means I'm a D-. Yeah, like, this is one of the worst. I'll just put it like this, quite frankly. I have done this show hundreds and hundreds of times, and this is one of the scariest can you do it's that I have ever seen. Hard stop. So yeah, I'm doing D-. C-. I think they could do it. It's a reprint. Yeah, the other boxes will be tough. You know what? I'm just going to stick D. I'm going to stick... Damn, there's 4 big boxes. But they've made a lot of money on those. Yeah, I'm going to go with a D. I'm going to go with a D. But those comments are not great either. You could talk me into a D-. Anywho, let me know in the comments below what is your final grade. It's 100% off of nothing will deliver except maybe the base game. Paul, hidden with the gloom and doom. But once again, there's a lot of gloom and doom on Kickstarter. I mean, like, that's the thing. Is it really gloom or doom? Is it? We look, we see their body of work. We see what they haven't shipped out. And you say, is it gloom or doom? Or is it, you know, what's the percentage chance of that happening? Like, that's an interesting question. What would you consider to be the chance of you getting that all in? That's what I want to know in the comments below. Typically, I ask for the grades. I want to know in the comments below, what percentage chance do you believe, excuse me, you are going to get that $300 all in if you backed it? That's a really hard question. Before I give this answer, I would like to look at their track record just a little bit more, and then we'll get into it. Because I want to give my honest answer here. They got some big games that they're going to be able to just reprint. Black Rose Wars, that they made tons and tons and tons of money. After that, these are decently rated. 0%. Jesus. I'm gonna go. Man. Then everything else is. I go 50-50. I think that's fair. I think that's safe. I think that's fair, and I think that's scary. Like, I think that's really scary. You know, 300 euros. And granted, if you're spending $300+ on Kickstarter, you're probably not the kind of person who's like, if I don't get it's not like you're gonna be bankrupt. But $300, that's still a lot of money. I'm going to go 50-50. Let me know in the comments below what do you think? That's such a weird way to end this. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers in 2023 to make it my biggest year ever. Bye-bye.